Hey, it's Les from the TV Dudes. This year, as part of our ATX Television Festival Season 8 coverage, I was lucky enough to chat with Melissa Fumero, who plays Amy Santiago on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Hope you enjoy. This is Les from the TV Dudes. We're a local podcast. We do once a week television crit for about 8 years now, and twice a week we drop interviews with talent creatives. And I'm lucky enough to be talking to Melissa Fumero. I think everybody loves Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think it's pretty solid. Everybody's a fan. I don't really want to know the folks who aren't. When you first came aboard the show, what do you remember about reading that first script and when you saw something special in it?
I was pretty terrified in the very beginning during the first episode. Having been a Saturday Night Live fan, I couldn't believe that I was getting to work with Andy. Having been a fan of almost everything Andre's done, it was just kind of looking around and going, this cast is incredible. Don't mess this up. So, and Amy, I remember, evolved a lot in some of the early versions of the script. Some of her more kind of quirks and nervousness, the Holt and Amy dynamic was there a little bit from the beginning, but by the last version of the script before we started shooting was in there a little bit more. And I just, the whole shooting of the pilot and then getting picked up and those first early weeks of like season 1 were surreal, but also we gelled really quickly, and I felt very close to everyone very quickly, and I just tried to like go in and do the best that I could, but I don't think I was looking at it from like a more, not critical, but like really breaking, obviously I was breaking down my character, but thinking about the nuts and bolts of it kind of came later. I sort of was just trying not to mess it up.
Was there a mannerism or a moment that you tried on an episode and thought, this is Amy? Was there a moment where it started to really come together for you?
Yeah, there were some early Holt scenes that even when I would get ready in the trailer in the morning, if I had a day of just Holt scenes, I would tell the hair person, I think I need my hair really, really perfect, and I need it up. And just the most perfect bun or the most, and not a single flyaway. And because thinking that's probably what she does every morning before she goes in to work, especially since Holt started as captain.
Yeah.
And
no hair out of place, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. Just present the perfect version of yourself. And there were certain, and I remember noticing just my body language being really stiff and literally sweating in my scenes with Andre, to then I'd be with Andy and I would get more relaxed, and I always knew they were maybe gonna put us together, but I thought, oh, that's interesting that there's and that there's this banter, this back and forth, this almost sibling rivalry but not, and this competitive thing, and then it kind of just came out in my body really naturally, and those things kind of really helped me lock into her and who she is, and then I remember the first time that they had Amy do a dance, one of her celebratory dances, and actually the writer Lakshmi at the time did, I think she gave me this one, the one where I sort of wing my arms up, but once I found some of those moves, I was oh, that gave me another little tidbit of Amy. I was she thinks this is good. For real. She does not, she maybe is aware that traditionally she's not a bad dancer, but she doesn't believe she's a bad dancer.
Then the tradition's wrong and she's got dancing dialed in finally.
Yes.
She's corrected dancing for the rest of us.
She might have a little bit, yeah.
Has there been anything that you've read on the script and thought, I don't understand how that gag is going to be funny or how that's going to come together, and then just been shocked on the day of the set that any of the intros that you went, what?
Not really. I mean, there's definitely things that we read that then, like especially in regards to Halloween episodes or like whatever costume Boyle is wearing that we read in the script and it's so funny. But then when you see it, like I remember Mario Batali was just reading it. I was like, oh God, that's really funny. But then when he walked on set, I just like cried laughing because the wig was just hilarious. Everything about it was hilarious. And then there's sometimes bits that kill so hard at the table read, and then on their feet you're sort of like, oh no, I don't know if it's like as good as it let's figure this out, like how to make this, I don't know, match the energy of whatever we were all picturing at the table when we read it. So yeah, it's always like fun and interesting to see those things, how they play out.
Thank you so much for taking out time to talk to me today.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you.
We all love the show. We were all so happy it jumped to NBC. I'm so happy it's continuing on.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
The TV Dudes is an independently run podcast and a member of the Permanent Record Podcast Network. We are exclusively listener-supported. If you'd like to help us out, please go to patreon.com/tvdudes. You can like us on Facebook and Twitter @tvdudes, and help us out on iTunes by giving us a 5-star rating and writing a review. To find out more about us, go to thetvdudes.com and permanentrcrd.com. I'm Grant Davis. Thanks for listening.